So good afternoon everyone. Our today's topic is probability. So before starting this chapter, first of all, let us understand what is the need of this chapter. Basically, suppose करिए आप लोग अपने घर पर हैं और आपके मम्मी पापा या पूरी फैमिली पिकनिक पे जाना चाहते हैं। सपोज करिए आप लोग पिकनिक पे जाना चाहते हैं और बाहर बारिश हो रही है। बाहर क्या हो रही है? बारिश हो रही है। तो अब आप लोग पिकनिक में जा पाएंगे या फिर नहीं जा पाएंगे, ये किस बात पे डिपेंड करेगा कि बारिश रुके या फिर ना रुके। तो इन सब होने की चीजों को, संभावनाओं को कि कोई इवेंट मेरा हो या ना हो, ये हम इस चैप्टर में पढ़ेंगे। ठीक है? सो ये तो हुआ प्रोबेबिलिटी का मतलब कि इस चैप्टर में हम इस चैप्टर की नीड क्या पढ़ी। अब हम देख लेते हैं इसमें हम क्या क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं। सो टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स, टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स। सो नंबर 1 हम लोग देखेंगे रैंडम एक्सपेरिमेंट। रैंडम एक्सपेरिमेंट, ओके। नंबर 2 सैंपल स्पेस। नंबर 2 इज सैंपल स्पेस, ओके। नंबर 3 ट्रायल एंड इवेंट। What is number 3? Trial and event. Number 4, what are exhaustive events? What is number 4? What are exhaustive events? Number 5, favorable events. What is number 5? Favorable events. And number 6 is nothing but it is our last topic of today's class, that is equally likely events. What is number 6? Equally likely events. And at the last we will do some questions, 1 to 2 questions. So let's begin our class. So first topic is random experiment. So note down the definition of random experiment. Any experiment which satisfies following 2 conditions. And what are those 2 conditions? Number 1, outcomes are not predictable. Outcomes are not predictable. And number 2, what is number 2? It should have more than one possible outcome. Okay. So any experiment which satisfies following 2 conditions. Number 1 is outcomes should not be predictable, and number 2 is it should have more than one possible outcome. Now You can ask me, sir, can you give us the example of random experiment? So let's take example of random experiment. Example number 1. What is example number 1? Tossing of fair coin. Tossing of fair coin. Number 2, first of all, noted down all the examples, then we will understand why these examples are random experiment. Number 2, throwing of a dice. Throwing of a dice. Number 3, tossing of 2 fair coins. So we take 3 examples: tossing of fair coin, throwing of a dice, and tossing of 2 fair coins. So why these 3 examples are random experiment? Number 1, tossing of fair coin. What are the criteria of random experiment? It should have more than one outcome, and number 2, outcome should not be predictable. So if we toss a fair coin, then we cannot say whether head will come or tail will come. So number 1 criteria is following that outcomes we cannot predict. And here, if we toss fair coin, then there are 2 possible outcomes. So it has more than one possible outcome. That's why it is a random experiment. Now number 2, throwing of a dice. Throwing of a dice has 6 possible outcomes, 1 to 6. So it has also more than one outcome. And number 2, we cannot predict that when we throw the die, that whether 1 will come or 2 will come or 3 will come or up to 6 will come. So we can say that this is also the random experiment. Now when we toss 2 fair coins, then also similar to number 1 case, we can say it has 4 outcomes, and we cannot predict which outcome will come when we toss 2 fair coins. So it is also the random experiment. So I hope that random experiment definition is clear to all of you. Now second topic, sample space. So noted down the definition of sample space. It is the set of all the possible outcomes. It is the set of all the possible outcomes of random experiment. Okay. So let's take an example of sample space. Sample space. Number 1 example. We take the same example as we do in random experiment. Suppose we toss the fair coin. It is random experiment. Now if I want to write this random experiment sample space, so how to write sample space of this random experiment tossing of fair coin? What is the definition of sample space? It is the set of all the possible outcomes. So when we toss fair coin, then what are the outcomes which will occur? Either head will come or tail will come, and it is the set. So we enclose this in parenthesis. Now it will become sample space of this random experiment tossing of fair coin. Number 2, throwing of a dice. If I want to write sample space of this random experiment, then I know that all the possible outcomes which are occurring when throwing a dice is 1 to 6. So I enclose this in parenthesis 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it is the sample space of this random experiment. Number 3, tossing of 2 fair coins. Now when we toss 2 fair coins, then outcomes are occurring in pair. What is meant by pair? Outcomes on first coin and second coin occur simultaneously. So how to write the sample space of this random experiment? It is HH, TT, HT and TH, and we enclose this in parentheses. So I hope that random experiment and sample space definition wise and example wise is clear to all of you, and how to write the sample space of any given random experiment. Basically these two topics are very important in whole chapter, because when we do questions later on in probability, then sample space writing और sample space का लिखना हमारा बहुत important है, क्योंकि sample space लिखे बिना आप लोगों का कोई भी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं हो पाएगा. So I hope that these two topics are clear. Now number third topic, trial and event. What is meant by trial and what is meant by event? So let's begin with trial. First of all, note down the definition of trial. So note it down. What is trial? An experiment is called trial. An experiment is called trial if it results in any one of the possible outcomes. So what is trial? An experiment is called trial if it results in any one of the possible outcomes, and all those possible outcomes are known as events of that trial. Okay, so let's take an example of trial and event so that it is much clear to all of you. Trial and event. Examples. Number one, suppose we toss a coin. Tossing of coin. So I can say that according to the definition of random experiment, it is random experiment. Now why this experiment is a trial? Because when we toss a coin, then either head will come or tail will come. So these two are possible outcomes of this random experiment. And what is the definition of trial? Any experiment is trial if it results in any one of the possible outcomes. So I can say that tossing of a coin has two outcomes. That's why this experiment is a trial. Now number 2, drawing a card from a well shuffled pack of playing cards. Drawing a card from a well shuffled pack of playing cards. Now this experiment is also the trial. Why? Because we know that in our playing cards there are 52 different cards, and if we draw any card, then any card will appear out of those 52. So I can say that it has 52 possible outcomes. That's why this experiment is also the trial. And why? And in these two trials, what are events? All the possible outcomes. So here, if we toss a coin, then either head will come or tail will come. So these are events of this trial. And if we draw the card from a well shuffled pack of cards, then in this trial, any card which will appear, that card will be the event of this trial. So I hope that trial and event definition wise and example wise is clear to all of you. Now our next topic, exhaustive events. Exhaustive events. So noted down the definition of exhaustive events. Total possible outcomes of an experiment. Total possible outcomes of an experiment are called its exhaustive events. So let's take an example of exhaustive events. Exhaustive events. Example number 1. These examples are very similar in all of these because in basically in the beginning, if we take simple examples, then you can get much clear on these topics. Later on, we will take much complex examples. So let's take another simple example. Tossing of a, let's say, 2 coins. Tossing of 2 coins simultaneously. Tossing of 2 coins simultaneously. So, what are the exhaustive events of this experiment? What is exhaustive events? All the possible outcomes of any experiment are exhaustive events. So, if we toss 2 coins simultaneously, then if we want to write the exhaustive events of this experiment, then what are exhaustive events of this experiment? HH, HT, TH and TT. These are exhaustive events of this experiment. Number 2, let's take throwing off 2 dice. Throwing off 2 dice simultaneously. Throwing off 2 dice simultaneously. If I want to write the exhaustive events of this experiment, then I know that when I throw 2 dice, outcomes are occurring in pair form. So, what are exhaustive events of this? It is 1, 1, that either 1 will come, means 1 will occur on both the dice, or 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5 and 1, 6. Similarly, 2 will come on first dice and 1 will come on second dice. So 2, 1. Now you can guess it is occurring in series. So 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3 up to 2, 6. Similarly, 3, 1, 3, 2 up to 3, 6. And in this way, I can say that it has 36 possible outcomes. So I hope that exhaustive events are clear. Now number 5, favorable events. Number 5 is favorable events. So noted down the definition of favorable events. Those outcomes of a tribe in which a given event may happen. Those outcomes of a tribe in which a given event may happen are known as favorable cases for that event. So let's take an example to study favorable events. Favorable events. Suppose what? We toss coin. Suppose we toss a coin. And if I want to be head, when we toss a coin. So I can say that here the favorable case is 1. Why? Because when we toss a coin, then either head will come or tail will come. So head occur one time and tail occur one time. So if I want to know the favorable case for the head is occurring, then it is 1. And similarly, you can guess what is the favorable case for tail. It is also 1. Number 2, suppose we draw the card from a pack of cards, and if I want that card is spade, I hope that basic knowledge of cards is clear, like you know the basic terminologies of cards, and later on we will also study, but I hope that up to 10th class you all know about cards. There are 4 suits: spade, heart, diamond, club, and there are 2 colors of cards, red and black, and both are 26 in number. So if I draw the card from a pack of cards and if I want it to be spade, so what are the favorable cases of drawn card to be spade? It is 30. So these are favorable numbers of these 2 events. When we toss a coin, then favorable case for head is 1, and if we draw the card and if I want to be spade, then favorable case for this event is 30. So I hope that favorable events and its examples are clear. Now our today's last topic is equally likely events. Equally likely events. So noted down the definition of equally likely events. Two or more events are said to be equally likely. Two or more events are said to be equally likely if they have the same number of favorable cases. Now up to this point, you all can see that my method of teaching is, first of all we will study random experiment, then I explain to you sample space, then trial event, then exhaustive events, then favorable events. Basically this order is very important, because if I disturb this order, or if I explain this in any random order, then later on you will not be able to understand the topics. That's why we take this in sequence. So equally likely events is 2 or more events are said to be equally likely if they have same number of favorable cases. Okay, again take an example of equally likely events. Equally likely. Number 1, suppose same example, toss a coin, then I can say that whether head will come or tail will come, these 2 are equally likely events. Why? Because head will also occur one time and tail will also occur one time. So I can say that favorable cases of both are same. That's why tossing of coin, when head is occurring or tail is occurring, these 2 are equally likely events. Okay. Now you can guess more examples of equally likely event. What are more examples? Suppose we throw the dice, then any number which will appear on dice are equally likely because all numbers are occurring only one time. So I can say that throwing of a die and all the possible outcomes that are occurring on this dice are equally likely events. So note it down, throwing of a dice. Now let's wrap our today's session. I hope that our today's contents which I explained in today's class are clear to all of you. So thank you.